Hey there, I hope you're well. This is a quick video for anyone who is a travel agent already. I actually recorded a mini training that walks our agents through the exact process that we do every single quarter to track our sales, our leads, our social media followers. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to share a version of that video with the people on my channel because one, I think it will be really helpful for you to see what does it look like to actually treat your business seriously and track your leads and sales and your followers and all that. Two, in case you haven't become a travel agent yet, and you're wondering, what does this actually look like to work with Brittany and her team? Is this just some MLM scam thing? Like, is this actually legit? No worries. I don't take any offense. You can decide for yourself by watching how I actually talk to my team members, because this is what we do together. And then three, even if you are already a travel agent and you're happy with your host agency, or you're working independently, or you're just interested in getting better about tracking your outcomes so you can know how you're actually doing, you can purchase this either for your team because you're doing something similar to me and you're managing a team of travel agents, or because you just want to track your own personal stats. So if you'd like to buy this, I will actually have a link in the video description to my shop on Etsy and you can go grab it there. If you're not interested in that, no worries. I still think this video is worth watching. I think it'll be really helpful for you. And if you do enjoy it, can you do me a favor? Can you then like this video and then subscribe and then hit that little bell so you never miss notifications of when a new video is posted? And if you haven't already, come join our Facebook group. It's totally free. It's for both current and future agents, and I'm always sharing behind the scenes stuff in there that I usually only share with my team. I'm just honestly too scared to post everything on YouTube because it's so public. So if you really want to see the behind the scenes stuff and you're not going to join our team, or if you're not sure if you want to join our team yet, our Facebook group is a great place to be. Okay, let's get on to the training. Hey there, my name is Brittany, where I'm going to walk you through how we track our quarterly stats and why we track our quarterly stats. Let's actually start with why. You are a business owner, which I know can feel really weird because you signed up for your travel agent license through some random link with a person that you may not even know in person. You might have met them online. And it is kind of weird when you're first starting out or when you haven't been very actively involved to then sit down and think, oh my gosh, I actually am a business owner and I actually need to plan my sales. But we do. And that is exactly what we're going to be doing here. We are in the sales business, which means that with travel specifically, everything we make is based on sales and commissions, right? So we have a total number of sales, the amount that a person or a couple or a family spends on their vacation and trip. We earn a percentage of that sale because there's a commissionable amount. The agency takes their cut and then the agency pays us our cut. That's a very simplistic version of it, but sometimes it's hard to know exactly what we're going to get commission-wise at the end of the day. So it's way easier to think and plan in total sales. So that is exactly what we're going to be doing here. But before we get to monthly sales tracking, let's actually back up a bit and I'm going to explain how this works. So if you are new here, you're new to being a travel agent, or you haven't been active before, or you're new to the team, maybe you worked for another travel agency before, or you even work with a different host travel agency, this is how we do it. So we have certain things that every single person must complete. We have the mandatory training. There's a US version and a UK version. If you're watching this and you're from the UK, you also have to have your APTA and ATOL training done. If you are not from the UK, don't worry about it. Then you have some certain milestones that we want to celebrate with you and also are just good for you to do because you're going to learn about all the logins, the processes, the systems that we use as travel agents to book travel. And one of those is booking a trip for yourself as an agent. I'm telling you, it is so much easier and way less stressful to be your own first client than it is to mess up somebody else's trip, because it can happen. So you want to get all of the learnings out with your own stuff, and that will give you the experience and the confidence to then go and sell your skill set in the future. So you're going to book a trip for yourself using our system so you can earn the commissions back on it and or get your travel agent discounts to wherever you want to go. Then you have your next milestone, which is booking a trip for others. It's a big deal. I will say the first trip that you book for somebody else, your first commissionable rate, is going to be the hardest. It's going to take the longest. It's going to be the most stressful. You are going to have so much mental drama telling you, I can't believe you did this. What are you doing? Like, you shouldn't be doing this. Who are you thinking you're a travel agent? All of that stuff is going to come up. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel like you're quote unquote all over the place. You don't have time. You don't have energy. We get it. We have also all been there, right? I remember thinking at one point, I am paying $60 a month and I'm just going to keep paying that out my pocket every single month unless I'm making money. And so I made it my mission to have commissions every single month. But if that's where you need to start, like, okay, my first goal is to pay my fees back every month. Okay. how much travel would I need to sell to make a commission of $50? I'll just do the math for you because that's the simplest for this video. If you estimate that your commissions are about 10%, they'll usually vary between 10 and 25% depending on the vendor and any promotions going on, then you need to sell at least $500 in travel a month to make $50 in commissions. Again, that's an estimate. You can see how these milestones are really helpful because it's going to help you build up to that. When you think about it, it's actually pretty easy to spend $500 on a trip. You can book for at least one client a month for a multi-day vacation, for a trip to Disneyland, and you can pretty much earn that right away. There are some other things that we celebrate here, like your first commission payout. Honestly, we celebrate every single commission payout. If you're not already in the agent chat, we will actually race each other. It's kind of a fun little game, like to be the first person to say payday, right? Because we get our commission checks, and yeah, we celebrate that. And if it's your first commission check, then everybody's going to be celebrating you. So make sure you're in the group chat if you're not there already. Then we celebrate certain milestones like the 1K club, the 5K club, and the 10K club. And that is when you have reached these certain levels in commission. So for example, if you have 2 payouts of $500 each, you're now in the 1K club. Congratulations. Now, when you get your first 4-digit check, that's called your comma check, we're definitely going to celebrate you now because then you're in the comma club. And those are just things we celebrate within our team that we're mentoring. Once you've earned at least $10,000 in commissions in a year, you're going to get special invites to events and conferences and things that not everybody else gets access to, and they're really nice. So you definitely want to focus on sales. There are also different trainings you can do, but I don't want you to worry about all of this right now. I just wanted to paint the picture for you so you know where you're going, and then you can put your head over your feet, really know where you are, and start from where you're at, which is probably the beginning. And if you're not starting at the beginning, then you should be thinking, okay, how can I stretch myself this quarter, these next 90 days, these next 3 months to really get more out of what I'm doing? CLIA is a training we often recommend. You may or may not have heard of an IATA card or IATA number. We do have a collective IATA number that we all share as travel agents that are using our host agency, but you want to consider getting a CLIA membership because if you get your CLIA membership card, you can use that to get access to other benefits and perks that other travel agents might not get, like fam trips and really extreme discounts. So that's the gist of your foundations. Now that we have that done, let's talk about our daily posting. Social media and just content creation, content marketing, it's a big deal. My first several clients were honestly all off of my personal Facebook page. So many people want to gravitate towards Instagram, and that's totally okay if that's what you want to do, or you can do TikTok or YouTube. That's fine, but I do want you to pick at least one platform, and ideally just one to start with while you're learning, right? And I don't want you to be on just one platform forever. Ideally, you'll have a multi-channel approach, but for right now, if you haven't built one up yet, I want you to focus on the next 90 days, and I want you to challenge yourself to post at least once every single day. And that might seem like a lot, and maybe it is a lot for you right now, but I promise you it will get easier as time goes on and you'll get better. So you're going to choose your platform. First of all, make sure your first and last name is here. You're going to do that with Agent Foundations too. You're going to put your name there. You're going to choose your platform. You're going to put a link to that platform in case you all want to support each other and go comment on each other's posts. Honestly, all that's really going to do is make sure that person's post comes up in your feed more, but it does also sometimes help the algorithm. If a post gets a lot of comments or likes right off the get-go, then it tends to get pushed out to other people. So you're welcome to go shout each other out. Once you've done that, you can do a check mark, and we do prizes for consistency, okay? So at the end of every single quarter, everybody who has a check mark gets entered in for something. So the more check marks you have, the more entries you get for that one prize for Agent Foundations. For daily posting, it's a bit different. We reward the people who have done the most, right? Because this is one of those things you can control. You can't always control how many clients you talk to or how many leads you get, although I'd argue you kind of can, but you can control what your output is, and that includes your social media posts. Speaking of, your followers on social media are different than your leads. Your leads are people who are interested in your services. They're either interested in booking travel with you immediately, those are sales qualified leads, or they're people who are interested in booking with you in the future, those are marketing qualified leads. We want to make sure they're following everything we have going on so we can continue to market to them. There's a difference between marketing and sales. Content is a part of marketing. Sales is what actually brings you the money, and we need to focus on sales first, marketing second. So you're going to track your weekly leads. I do this with my email list, but you might decide to be doing leads on pen and paper. You might use Google Sheets. I also highly recommend looking into a CRM, Customer Relationship Manager, if you are starting to work with several clients in a month. And then finally, last but not least, we do monthly sales tracking. So how this works is you're going to make sure your name is here. You're going to start with your goal. So I'm going to work through mine, for example. I'm going to say 50,000 in sales. Okay. So see how it's red over here. That is the difference right now between my goal and how much I've made, because in the middle, I don't have any sales in there yet, right? And actually I got to change these months. Let's say it's the end of April and I've sold over $10,000 in travel. Great. This is set up so that it should automatically add everything. If it doesn't, let me know. And see how I have 10,000 in April. Now my total sales says 10,000. I'm going to put another 10,000 for May and see how this number jumps again. So it's saying I've sold 20,000 this quarter. I still have a difference of 30,000 if I want to reach that goal. And if I want to reach that goal, that means I need to sell $30,000 in June to hit my goal, right? If there's 0 for this, it means you've met your goal perfectly. If that's red at the end, it means you're short on your goal. And if it's green, let's say I sold 40,000 in this last month, then it means I've actually gone over. So even though it says minus 10,000, it's just the way the formulas work on Google Sheets, it means I went over, okay? So I'm gonna zero this back out to everything. You're going to put in your goal here. Now projected is a little bit different. If you have been doing this for a while, your goal might be a little bit different than your projected. So your goal is what you would really love to hit for this quarter. Your projected is if you don't really change anything based on what you do, business as usual, how much do you think you'll actually make? And that's still good information for you to have, because then you can think, okay, what do I need to do differently this quarter within these next 90 days to make more and get better results than I have in the past? We have prizes for the person who makes the most in sales, because obviously we're in a sales industry. We have a prize for someone who gets the most leads. So from A to B, they have acquired the most, because that is something you can actively take action on. We have summits and bundles you can participate in to get more leads and grow your email list. You guys can collaborate. You can get on podcasts. There are all kinds of things you can do, and you do have to have a system set up for this. And we'll be talking a lot about this during this quarter. Daily posting, if nothing else, one thing you can control is getting people to follow you on social media and interact with your posts. And then once you have that down, then we can talk about how to convert those people into leads and then eventually into sales clients. This is step 1. I would say if you are brand new to all of this, is pick a platform, start building it up. This is also going to help you get really clear on what your niche is, what your specialty is, what you believe about travel, and what you want people to know and who you want to book. Okay, so the person who posts the most consistently will get a prize. So you can either get a prize by having your foundations done and meeting certain milestones, because the more you have, the more entries you get. You can get a prize by posting the most. You can get a prize by having the most leads gained over these 90 days, or you can get a prize for having the most sales. And the reason we do it this way is because if, say, you don't get a lot of sales, or maybe you're new, I still want to reward people who are taking action. And every single quarter, the prizes are going to change. And this is new, but I'm adding this in. You will only have until the end of the next quarter to redeem your prize. What I don't want to have happen is 2 years later, people saying, oh, you said you'd build me a website, right? Like, we have to be reasonable. So there are certain prizes you can win that you will get, but you have to have claimed them within the next quarter. So for example, at the end of June into July, I'm going to announce the winners for Q2. And then that person, the winner for Q2, will have till the end of Q3. So July, August, September, they'll have until the end of September to claim their prize. I trust and hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Otherwise, this is how our quarterly success stats planning goes. This is the Google Sheet every single quarter. This looks basically the same. We might tweak it a little bit, but this is basically it. Thank you so much for being here and for being a part of our team.